Welcome to our channel, Simply Wisdom. Here we share stories and insights to help you grow and succeed in life. Today we have a powerful message for you. Our quote for today is, "Take ownership of your failures and you'll learn how to fix them." This quote reminds us that acknowledging our mistakes is the first step towards improvement. When we take responsibility for our actions, we empower ourselves to make positive changes. In this video, we will explore the story of Jonah, a man who learned the hard way that owning up to his failures was the key to his success. Stay with us as we dive into Jonah's journey and discover the valuable lessons he learned along the way. Remember, every failure is an opportunity to grow and become better. So let's get started and embrace the wisdom that comes from taking ownership of our failures. Taking ownership of our failures is not an easy task. It requires a deep sense of self-awareness and humility. When we face our mistakes head-on, we open the door to personal growth and development. Think about a time when you made a mistake and tried to ignore it. Did it go away? Or did it linger, causing more problems down the line? By acknowledging our failures, we can address them directly and find solutions that lead to improvement. This is the essence of personal responsibility, understanding that our actions have consequences and that we have the power to change those outcomes. Jonah's story is a perfect example of this principle in action. He faced numerous challenges and setbacks, but it was only when he took ownership of his failures that he began to see real progress. Jonah's journey was not an easy one. He had to confront his own shortcomings and make difficult decisions to turn his life around. But through this process, he discovered a newfound strength and resilience that propelled him forward. His story teaches us that no matter how difficult our circumstances may be, we have the ability to overcome them by taking responsibility for our actions. As we continue to explore Jonah's story, let's take a moment to reflect on our own lives. Are there areas where we need to take more responsibility? Are there mistakes we've made that we need to acknowledge and address? By doing so, we can begin to make positive changes and move forward with a sense of purpose and direction. Remember, taking ownership of our failures is not about blaming ourselves or feeling guilty. It's about recognizing that we have the power to change and grow. It's about embracing the lessons that come from our mistakes and using them as stepping stones to a better future. In the end, the journey of personal growth is a continuous one. We will always face challenges and setbacks, but it's how we respond to them that defines our character. By taking ownership of our failures, we can learn from them and become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. So, as we delve deeper into Jonah's story, let's keep this in mind. Let's embrace the wisdom that comes from taking responsibility for our actions and use it to create a brighter, more fulfilling future. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope that Jonah's story will inspire you to take ownership of your own failures and turn them into opportunities for growth and success. Stay with us as we continue to explore the valuable lessons that Jonah learned along the way. Together we can all learn to take ownership of our failures and use them as a catalyst for positive change. Today we tell you the story of Jonah, a tale of perseverance and discovery. In the quiet and picturesque village of Rivervale, there lived a young and hard-working farmer named Jonah. Jonah was known throughout the village for his diligence and dedication, tirelessly working day and night on his crops, hoping for a fruitful harvest. Despite his relentless efforts, his harvest was never quite as bountiful as that of his neighbor, Old Henry, an elderly farmer with decades of experience and wisdom. Jonah couldn't understand why. No matter how hard he worked, his results were always underwhelming. He often found himself puzzled and concerned, wondering what he was doing wrong. One day, after another modest harvest, Jonah felt a deep sense of frustration. He had put in countless hours toiling under the sun, yet his efforts seemed to yield little reward. Determined to find answers, he decided to pay Old Henry a visit. Jonah walked the familiar dirt road, his mind racing with questions. As he approached the farmhouse, he could see Old Henry sitting on his porch, a serene figure against the backdrop of golden fields. When he arrived, he found the old man sitting on his porch, calmly sipping tea, while his fields flourished with golden crops. The sight was both comforting and intimidating. "Jonah, Henry, I've worked harder than ever this season, but my harvest is still small compared to yours. What am I doing wrong?" His voice carried a mix of desperation and hope. Henry chuckled and motioned for Jonah to sit beside him. The old man's eyes twinkled with wisdom and experience. "Old Henry, Jonah, you work hard, that much is clear, but let me tell you something I've learned over the years. Leaders are born when you take responsibility for failure." His words hung in the air, heavy with meaning. "Jonah, what do you mean? I'm not a leader, I'm just trying to grow crops." Jonah's confusion was evident, but he was eager to understand. "Old Henry, you see, many people blame the soil, the weather, or bad luck when things go wrong. They look for excuses outside themselves. But real leaders, the ones who succeed, are the ones who take responsibility, learn from their mistakes, and find ways to improve. They see every failure as a lesson, every setback as an opportunity to grow." "Jonah, so you're saying I need to look at what I've done wrong instead of blaming other things?" Jonah's voice was softer now, filled with a newfound understanding. "Old Henry, exactly. Take ownership of your failures, and you'll learn how to fix them. And remember, it's not just about working hard. It's about working smart and learning from every experience." His words were a gentle reminder that wisdom often comes from the most unexpected places. Jonah nodded, feeling a sense of clarity wash over him. He realized that the path to success was not just through hard work, but through introspection and learning. With a grateful heart, he thanked old Henry and left the porch, ready to face his fields with a new perspective. As he walked back down the dirt road, Jonah felt a renewed sense of purpose. He knew that the journey ahead would be challenging, but he was no longer afraid. He was ready to take responsibility, to learn and to grow. Inspired by a newfound determination, Jonah returned to his farm with a renewed sense of purpose. He began meticulously analyzing his farming methods, taking detailed notes and observing every aspect of his crops. Jonah soon realized that he had been overwatering his crops, which was causing significant root damage. By correcting this critical mistake, he witnessed a remarkable improvement in his next harvest, with his crops flourishing like never before. Through this experience, Jonah learned the importance of taking responsibility for his failures and continuously improving his methods. He grew not just as a farmer, but also emerged as a leader within his farming community, sharing his knowledge and insights. Jonah's journey of self-improvement and leadership serves as an inspiration to all. We hope you've learned valuable lessons from Jonah's story. Thanks for watching.